Hi guys, welcome to second live stream and happy new year. Today it's 2nd January and happy new year guys for this. In today's video, I'm going to give you the three main pillars that we're gonna focus on if you wanna level up an investing or trading game. So what investing and trading is basically trading is buying low and selling high, and investing is basically where you hold your trade or where you hold your stocks or crypto trade for the long term. That's where the investing comes in. More than 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. But higher you hold a good project, or higher the longer that you hold a stock, that's where you build your wealth. So in today's video, I'm to give you three main pillars, which is very, very important if you want to level up in trading and investing game. So without doing a delay, I'll make this short video and very valuable. So number one pillar is fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis, basically you are reading company's balance sheet, you are reading company's con call reports, you are reading company's insights, you are reading company's profit and loss statement. So all those things comes in fundamental analysis. So in any stock to go well, you need to understand that all the fundamental needs to be very good. Kager, which is CAGR, which I will teach you in a separate section, fundamental analysis, then different section as well. So in today's video, I will be giving you overview of three main pillars, which is very important. Second pillar is technical analysis. Technical analysis meaning that you are watching the charts, making trend lines, making support and resistance, understanding demand and supply zone, liquidity zones. All those things are important if you are a day trader, right? But if you are a swing trader or you are a long time investor or long time trader, which is also known as long time investor, you can buy the dips. So every month there's a market crash. Every month there is a time where you need to buy. So people focus on SIP. SIP is okay, but if you wanna level up in this game, you need to put money when everyone is fearful, when there is a bad news in the market, when market is dipping. That's where you start buying your stocks, fundamentally strong stocks. So that's why I call fundamental analysis the number one, because if you don't know where you are putting your money, and if you're a trader, you can go for a volatile, whichever stock has more volume in that day and which has more attention, where you can grab the opportunity. That's good way to trade in the market. But if you are an investor, a good way to buy is understand a fundamentally good company which has a growth rate and which you think has a higher conviction play for next 5 to 10 years down the line, and buy and keep stacking every dip it goes down. That's the best way, without any hassle, without you watching the charts all along. But technical analysis gives you the ability to understand when to buy and when to sell. One part is when to buy, and second part is when to sell. This is very important. And once you understand this, your technical game, which I will show you in next few videos, I will make a series of technical analysis, fundamental analysis, which is very important, right? Third is psychological analysis. So right now you know the execution part, you understand the fundamentals, which you will soon. Then comes the third, which is psychological, which is 80% of the battle, right? This is where you need to go against the collective consciousness or the herd mentality of the people. Once you go against that, that's where the real money is. That's where the big institution trade. That's where the greatest investor, Warren Buffett, Morgan, all those Charlie Munger, all those people investing in these time. So you need to understand when these time happens, right? During a war, when everyone is fearful. So collective consciousness is basically people's collective emotions toward a certain event, right? Whenever there is a mass collective consciousness occurring, that's where you need to be very skeptical, and you need to understand, okay, wait, in investing game, talking specifically, collective consciousness is a big name but big thing, which you need to understand it and take a step back, right? Because everyone, when everyone is talking about a stock market or a stock, where they are saying this is bad, this is bad, so all those media are pushing you the same narrative, right? That's where the smart investors, if you have done your fundamental analysis, where you have done your technical analysis research, and third part is where you as a smart trader or smart investor, you need to understand why the news are saying this. Like, fundamental is good, technical is showing okay, but why the news is saying this? So that's where you separate yourself from the herd. And once you understand this thing and take high conviction bet or high conviction play in one of the stock that I bought was BSE. BSE I made 16x publicly, right? Which is insane in stock markets in 2 years. So 1,600%, it's enormous profit. And that's where I understood that there was war going on. Everyone was saying that market gonna crash. That's where I put the gun and pull the trigger and put lots 80, 90,000 into BSE stock because I done my research. I have done that the fundamentals are good, even the charts are looking good, and that was the bottom, right? I bought it when it was around 169, and today it's around 2,900, 3,000 levels. So I sold it half this year. So it was easy. I did not too much, but I was against the herd mentality. I was against collective consciousness of the people. Similarly, whenever this thing happens, so I learned this from the hedge fund manager that I was mentored by. He handles billions of dollars in fund. So he taught me one of the greatest lesson, and he showed me the order books. Like, the amount of research they do in these kind of scenarios is enormous, and they just bet on it, right? That's where you make the biggest money, right? So for you guys, whenever everyone is fearful, right, and whenever everyone is bullish, you need to be very cautious about it, right? In market, everything is emotions, right? Our emotion goes happy and sad, and also greed and fear. Whenever this pendulum goes to the fear, that's where you need to go and go against the collective consciousness, go against the herd mentality and buy. And whenever it is, everyone is talking about it, every news channel is saying this is the good stock, that's where you understand that you can become the exit liquidity. And you need to understand this part where pendulum is in the greed side. You need to be cautious and start selling off your positions. Best thing is, you don't need to time the market, you just need to know when the narrative is forming. You need to understand what the news is saying, right? Go against the news, because what news and these people at the behind the back do is, all these stock companies, all these stocks have connection with the media channels, right? All those news that you see, finance news, they publicly say, you just watch, right? Publicly they will say that this stock is doing good, and people will buy into it during that certain time. And there they are connected with the big institution behind the back, fund managers. They just start selling the positions, because in order to sell or in order to buy, there needs to be a seller, and in order to sell, there needs to be a buyer. So that's where the collective consciousness is being used against you, because you come into emotion and you buy the stock, you buy the cryptos, and that's where you are being sold off. Because everyone is so in order to run the economy, someone needs to buy from someone, right? This happens in real estate market, this happens in even normal companies selling products, it happens in services, everything happens in this, right? And investing is a big game, right? Investing in order to make money, you need to sell it to someone who thinks that it will go much higher in next 5 years, in next few months, right? And they buy it, and then they show, then they will sell when they make profit. So sooner or later it will exhaust, right? Even in charts, if you see, sooner or later it get exhaust and it takes a rebound. You don't need to time all those things, right? If you want to time it, you need to understand the technical analysis, which I will make a good part. Right now I'm talking about psychological analysis. So psychological analysis is very, very, very important in order to level up the game. And this is 80% of all the investing that big people do, because they have billions of money to put into a stock. So why would they put when everyone is greedy, right? That's the time they sell it. And when if everyone is fearful, everyone is thinking that the stock will go down, go down, go down. That's the time, because it won't go down that much. That's the time they start buying the stock and start promoting it through the news and change the collective consciousness of the human being. And human being being a emotional creature, they buy the products, they buy the stock, and sooner or later it goes up, goes up, goes up. And eventually when lots of people buy, these people who bought in, the big fund managers, they bought in very early, and when everyone was fearful, they bought it. And when everyone was greedy, when everyone is buying, 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 they made huge amount of profits from $1 billion. Just think about it. And then they sell it to the public. That's how they make money. Like, they all are taking money from you guys, and you just need to play the game and play the game smarter than them, right? Or play with them. You cannot become smarter because they have so much research. Like, they use AI and all those things. So you need to understand this. And today's video going to be short, and thanks for being with me.